Hey, welcome along Tuesday evening, last one for the year. So going holidays next week, so this will be our last one for 2020, but we'll be back in 2021. Yay, we've had so much fun. As always, want to acknowledge that we meet at Southside and wherever we are on land that God created, and for a long time in Southside area, the Yaga and the Turrbal people cared for this land. And so we want to pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging. Acknowledge the custodianship that they have had over this land. And we pray for reconciliation between us and God, them and God, and that we may be carers of this land, just as they have been. That we may care for God's creation. Gotta make a confession. It's confession time. Grover is unfortunately sitting at Yeronga, nicely put on my desk so I wouldn't forget him this afternoon. And I forgot him, as happens with most things when you put them somewhere so that you won't forget them. So you're going to have to live without Grover today, but if you've got any comments, pop them in the comment thing and I'll read them out. And if they're comments, I'll read them out. If they're questions, I'll try and answer them, all those sorts of things. So please pop them in the comments. If I say something you like, feel free to push the like button. If you think I say something that's worth anyone else hearing, push the share button, all those sorts of things. But I thought since this was our last time for 2020, take some time to talk about what I'm thankful for this year, which might seem a strange thing to say. 2020 has been an odd year, to say the least. I forget the big term that's going around at the moment. Extraordinary term, whatever. We've all heard it, the term that everyone's using. But it's been that odd year. It's been different to what we expected. It's been different to any other year. And so sometimes, and I recognise that for some people it's hard to find something that we're thankful for. A few months ago in our group supervision for our ministry team, our supervisor encouraged us each to, between meetings, to write a letter to COVID, saying thank you to COVID. And some of us did that more easily than others. Others, it's been a rough year. And so I acknowledge that. But I guess as I sit here and go, well, what am I thankful for this year? While COVID's been difficult for numerous people, and if that's you, I hope that 2021 brings you better things. But as I look at 2020, I'm actually thankful for COVID, because I think it's actually pushed us out and pushed us forward in ways that we probably wouldn't have got to by now. We're probably further along the track as far as children's, youth and families ministry than we probably would have been if 2020 had just been another year. A year where we just started off as Southside and tried to work things out. We are a heap down the road further than we would have been. So I'm actually thankful for COVID, that this thing has pushed us as a church and has pushed the whole church universal out of our box and forced us to think about what do we do, why do we do it, how do we do it better, and what do we just let go of, because that's not actually what our core business is about. So COVID, what has it done other than disrupt everything? COVID has given us this. So the last couple of years, I've tried to do some training stuff about what happens in ministry with children, why it's important, and things like that. Stuff that I've talked about in the months that we've been gathering here. And we've obviously covered far more than we would then. And we'd hold these training things and we'd get maybe 5 people along at most. And so this has given us an opportunity to get some of that message out further. Probably, it's not like everyone in the church is tuning in. Wouldn't that be lovely? Everyone in the church was hearing this and working out what is their part in ministry with young people, because we all play a part. So we haven't had that, but definitely this has given us opportunity to say things and to spread knowledge that we wouldn't have had normally. I'm thankful for those of you who have been tuning in regularly. And you are getting on the same page as we as a ministry team and me and the ministry area will be on. And so you can then talk to others when we move along and people go, well, why are we doing this? Hopefully you've got a bit of a knowledge about, well, this is why we're doing this. And so you can share that with others that might otherwise be missed out. So I'm thankful for this. I'm really thankful for those that, do tune in regularly. And I know there's a few of you who are every week or quite regular, and really thankful for that and the engagement that you've had over this year. So thanks for tuning in. If I could like you all, I would like you all, but such is life. I'm thankful that COVID has pushed us along in the family faith formation area. So, sick of me saying this probably, but all the research shows that the most important influence on a young person's faith is their family. I think I quoted Wayne Rice's book to you early on in the piece. Wayne Rice, veteran youth worker, one of the two co-founders of Youth Specialties, along with Mike Yaconelli, which became one of the big publishing houses for youth ministry in the USA. And he says that as a veteran youth worker, he's looked at the results of numerous studies, hoping that on the top would come youth workers, youth pastors, whatever you want to call them, as the most important influence on a young person's faith. And continually the top is parents, and youth workers are a fair way down. You usually get parents, grandparents, family, minister, youth worker. Still employ us. We're really good people. And so that means that if we want our young people to be going in faith, and that's our aim. So our aim is not, let's have a big youth group. That would be nice. Our aim is not, let's have heaps of kids in Sunday school, though that would be nice. Our aim is to be building young people with a lifelong faith. And to do that best, we need to be building that faith within their family. And so the last 2 or so years at Tarragindi, I've been putting out weekly stuff for families to use following on from the service. And there's been minimal take up on that. This year, suddenly, there was no services, only an online thing. There was nothing for the kids to go to out of that. And so we were able to provide resources to go, hey, families, this is your chance to start doing this stuff. This is your chance to start to get into a rhythm. And so it's opened that door. We've, probably my personality style is I'm going to give lots of options because there's lots of different people and you can choose the ones. Probably most people don't work like that. They look at a whole heap of options, go, oh, too hard, let it go. I guess that's why some people like the Connect material for RI, which is sort of you just work through, whereas I love God Space because it gives you options of how to get in, and there's 3 ways to get into the sort of the story, and 3 ways to tell the story, and 4 ways to go out. And I go, yes, good, we can mix and match. Most people don't work like that, or lots of people don't work like that. So we've rejigged the family stuff as we've gone along, but this has given us this chance to push that along and go, hey, this is where we need to be aiming at. We need to be helping our young people to be connecting in. And so that's been an important part for us. An important part is that other foundation that we've had. So, those who've been tuning in know, Here to Stay. One of the core foundations is faith formation in the home. The other is intergenerational. And this year has given us that chance to push that boundary a bit more. And to go, actually, we're not going to bring back Sunday school straight away. We're going to push for intergenerational services. We're going to try and have places where we can work together, learn together, worship together as a congregation, as a whole congregation of all ages, meeting together. Probably, people-wise, hasn't worked. There's a recognition amongst the ministry team that probably went in reasonably well, and Intergen has sort of faded off the radar. But we've started on that journey. And we'll rein it back a bit next year and put, some sort of Sunday school on 3 out of 4 Sundays, but we're going to keep one Sunday a month, which is intergen. Kids are in the service. Kids are contributing to the service. One of the ideals that we'd love to get to is where part of Sunday school each week is actually preparing things for the next intergenerational service. And so the young people bring along something that they will help to lead in that service. So it becomes truly intergenerational, where it's not just the minister or the ministry agent is leading and involving all the generations, but hopefully we start to get all the generations helping to lead and helping to teach, because that is what true intergen is. It's not just that all people or numerous generations are there, but numerous generations are getting to teach. Numerous generations are getting to input. So we've had this chance to explore. We'll re-envision what that looks into next year, but we've pushed further than we would have. And it was encouraging to see in the worship survey, last worship survey, there was a high percentage of people going, yes, we value this intergenerational stuff. We want to give it a go. So here's our chance. We're going to try and push that along. We've had the chance this year to start to do the young families picnics. So we started out with the Zooms and realizing, okay, we need a place where our children actually get to see one another. That yes, they can do the faith formation at home, but they actually need, in the here to stay stuff, the peer relationships. And so started I think it was fortnightly on Zoom, let's sit and have a picnic, which we had a few other people along to the first two, and then it became just Oliver and Hugh, which was fine. They had a good time. But as soon as we could go back to face, it's like, let's once a month we'll pick a park, meet, have lunch together. Kids can play. And that sense of let's meet at 11:30. And we don't normally get out of there till 2. And last time we left at 2 because I had to get home from Yeronga and then go out to youth group at United and be there well and truly before 3. Others were still there. And so here's this wonderful thing of, we're starting to get our young families to talk to one another. Mostly they've been Tarragindi people, but we've had, when we were at Yeronga, we had a Yeronga family come along, and that was awesome. We've had one of the people from Mount Gravatt connect in, and hopefully in the future we'll get more of those as more and more people become aware of it. So this is our chance to get the kids and to get the young families connecting across the congregation. And so it's bigger than just the handful of kids in my church, my service that I go to. There's a bunch elsewhere, and who knows where that might lead. We're looking to next year and going, let's start some Sunday schools, and we'll see where the families land as to what that looks like. Whether we have 2, 3, 1 Sunday school, we will rejig and work as we go through next year. So again, next year is going to be an exploratory thing, and we'll continue to grow and evolve it. But we'll continue to have these picnics because they're a great chance to just get our people together, and they're easy. All it means is me picking a park. I can do that. The other thing that COVID has brought us is the midweek video. So it'll go up again tomorrow with Oliver helping me out, but a chance to do something specifically for our young people that helps them to explore the passage. And as I think we talked about 2 weeks ago, that will be rejigged next year. So instead of the family faith stuff and the midweek video following on from a Sunday, they will actually get us ready for the following Sunday. They'll preload us. Ministry team will be laughing and giggling at this point. They'll be getting our children ready and our families ready, so that when they come into church on Sunday, they've already got some ideas around the passage. And so they've already heard it, they're already connected with it a bit, and they can start to integrate it. Particularly important for those weeks when we're going to keep the children in the service. They'll at least going, okay, we know what this is about. I'm not just sitting here going, suddenly there's this reading, it's like, what's this reading about? We've already thought about it. We've thought about what's the most important thing to us in it. We've thought about some things through the video and the puppets. So that's been a great opportunity that we would just never have done. But it gives us an opportunity again to be resourcing some of the faith formation stuff at home. So they're the things that I think have happened out of COVID and are thankful for. It's great that those things have happened. Some other things that have happened through this year. This year I became the chaplain for the Boys Brigade, and Kylie became chaplain for the Girls Brigade. So it's given me a chance, particularly to connect in with the Boys Brigade. So I'd been aware it was there. I'd got to go to commencement services and awards nights. What fun. But hadn't really connected in. So that's given me a real chance to connect in, particularly with the Boys Brigade, and to be there each week, to support them as leaders, but also, to think about how do we connect in and how do we do, how does it become part of Southside? So it's been great to build those connections. Wonderful to have my lovely uniform. I just love it so much, and I love getting to wear a uniform every Friday evening. Did that sound sincere? Probably not. Also really excited that, and numerous of the ministry team are really excited that we've seen the move the Boys Brigade from Broadwater Road to Tarragindi. It's really great. We want brigades to be an important part of the youth, children and families ministry of Southside Uniting. We want it to, our congregation to go, we own brigades. So it's great to have it come from Broadwater Road to us, and to one of our congregations, and particularly to Tarragindi, which I think is an awesome site for brigades, but also gives Tarragindi people an opportunity to connect into brigades where they possibly would not have if it had all just been over at Mount Gravatt. Really excited about where that's got to and the possibilities for the future. So we'll see how we connect brigades even more and more into the life of Southside Uniting. And that real sense that it's part of us, not just something out on the periphery. And I've probably been slack, particularly in numerous of these videos, talking about what we're doing in youth and children and not engaging as much in brigades, which shows where my mentality has been. Sorry, brigades people, I know some of you are my regulars. Give me a clip across the ear. We want brigades to be a crucial part of our ministry with children and young people, so that's helping us. 2020 got us fun in the Sundays, so we moved from 1 day to 2 days. Thanks to COVID limitations and people not turning up because of, not booking because it was COVID, we had a small number, which was really manageable and really worked well over 2 days. So it gave us a chance to do a run at 2 days and to see if it was workable. And it was workable. The kids had a great time. The leaders came out of it going, we've actually, we've made it through. We've got energy. We could do this again. And so 2021 will see us do another 2-day program. And we'll move it back to June, July holidays because it's cooler. September, playing games outside, it got really, really hot and other things. So we'll move it back to there because it just weather-wise helps us out. But that gives us a great opportunity to do that. We'll look at a 1-day thing in December next year. In that sense, just didn't do it this year because leaders, me, just needed that sense of a break. But it's definitely, it will happen end of next year. And Rod and I vaguely talked about what might a youth holiday program look like. So we might look at what we might do in September holidays. We'll try and connect our youth into Easter madness, whatever happens with that around Easter time. So we'll have a bunch of different things that we're connecting in with next year. But that chance to do a 2-day program was really wonderful, and that it was a success was great. The other thing that I'm truly, truly thankful for is the leaders that we have as part of Southside, and the ways that they have been able to adapt this year. So the ways that brigades were able to go online and to do their stuff through Zoom every Friday evening, or most Friday evenings, through lockdown and through when we couldn't be face to face. It was just great to see them exploring things and connecting with the kids. And even in the early days when there was full lockdown, doing it through the holidays. So doing those extra couple of weeks just to connect with the kids. So that was great to see them doing. The way that the Jaffa leaders during that same lockdown when we couldn't be face to face, rolled into let's do this online and let's see what that looks like. Which were hard days because we weren't getting a whole heap of take up for Jaffa stuff, but they kept doing it and that's awesome. I'm so thankful for that. And of course, thankful for the leaders of both those groups as they've come back face to face, and thankful for the leaders of Unite, who've been there to support me, both online and in face-to-face stuff. So it's just great to have Talia and Kate around just to support there each Sunday. The way that they make connections with the young people, particularly the way that Kate is connected in with some of the girls on Sundays, just sitting and chatting with them. That's awesome. Not my gifting. So it's great to see how they are doing those sorts of things. So it's great to have that leadership. So if you see them, give them a good COVID pat on the back. But yeah, we are really lucky. Hopefully our Sunday school teachers have had a bit of a break and we'll be able to engage them next year as we go back into new things. I'm thankful for those who are doing RI and have continued to do RI through this year. It's been a frustrating year as far as RI goes because there was such a big break. I know for myself going back in to do lessons, particularly when you're doing grade 6 and I was only having them every fortnight, and when you come in and you haven't, like we had, my grade 6s, we had one lesson before COVID hit, and it was a whole term off, and then coming back, we probably had 6 lessons all up, something like that. It was hard slog because you're trying to build a relationship with a group that's been together for the whole 6 months and you haven't really connected in with them. You're only seeing them fortnightly. And I imagine the other RI teachers have had the same struggles. And getting back into school, some have got in quicker than others. But they've continued to persist with that. So thankful to all those who teach RI in our schools. Can be a hard job sometimes, but a really wonderful job when you see young people connecting with the gospel story. So thankful for those who have done that. I'm thankful for those who have engaged with what we are putting out there. I think one of the things that I've said to numerous people, one of the real struggles of 2020 is that we've put a whole heap of stuff out and it's very hard to know what engagement. It's really good when you're doing like Jaffa face-to-face because you can see when the kids are engaged, you can see, okay, need to change tack and do option B as opposed to option A. When you're just putting stuff online, it's really hard to know what engagement you're having and how well you're engaging. So I'm thankful for those who engage. I'm thankful for those who've recently, James has been sending in some of the craft he's done out of the midweek video. And we haven't done a lot of craft, which is probably why he didn't send a lot in. But it's great to see him doing some of that craft and just that, yay, someone's engaging and having that feedback. So it's been wonderful to have that. It's been wonderful to have the comments of people on here. I can see another person has joined us who I'm thankful for. Thankful for Russell, the way he has come and helped to do videoing on Tuesdays for our midweek video. That's been a real help to know that I don't have to try and work out if I'm in shot, and particularly when you're doing Mr. McGregor, you can't see if your head is in shot. If you're behind a table, Russell takes care of that, so thankful to him for that. But yeah, I'm thankful for all who've engaged with what we've been doing, who've come along to the picnics. Like, it was great at our last picnic to have, I think it was 7 families represented, and then about another 3 saying would have been there, but we had other stuff on. So there's real potential there. It's been great to see those who've connected back in with Sunday worship, and it'll be the challenge of how do we get others back in. It'll be interesting to see when we get Sunday school happening again, whether that's the draw card or whether there's some other stuff that we need to do, but we will continue to explore that. So you're going to get an early mark. That's what I'm thankful for. So thankful for you guys. Thankful for our church. Thankful for what we've done this year. I think God has led us along some interesting paths. We've done some exciting things. And I know that next year we'll travel again. And as all things, when we're following God, our plans won't necessarily be the things that happen. But hopefully, as we listen, God's plan will. And God will do amazing things through Southside with the young people that he has given to us. And so look forward to seeing what that is and to seeing where that heads. Hope you can have a wonderful Christmas. Hope you can have some time to rest. I think we all need some rest time after this year. One of the reasons that there's no service on the 27th was that sense of, or there's only an online, not in person, is how do we allow our leaders to have a break? So if you're sitting here thinking, I've been busy this year, take some time off. December, January, just take some time to rest. God allows us to rest. God wants us to rest. You know, it's one of the big 12. Take a day off. A big 10. Take a day off. Shh, don't tell anyone I got the wrong number of commandments. But we need to be taking that time to rest. So please make sure you get some time to rest. Have a wonderful time with your family. And we will see you again in 2021 for who knows where God will lead us. But God will. God bless you and see you around.